Hey everyone, welcome to week 9 of our FARMacy unbagging videos. We're really excited to show you what's in your box this week, and I'm joined by Grace, who's our newest AmeriCorps member here at Grow Ohio Valley. So thanks for joining.
Yes, of course, very excited to be here and excited to see what's in our bag this week.
Yeah, so we'll start off with some kale, which is great. I think we haven't had kale in a while, and this is really nice. Kale, I don't know, are you a kale eater?
Sauteing it, eat it in salads, make kale chips, all very good.
Yeah, kale is a very popular vegetable right now.
Yeah, one of the more nutritious leafy greens.
Yeah,
for sure.
Just make sure when you're cooking it you remove this rib because it's very tough. And store it in the plastic bag so it'll last a little bit longer in your fridge.
Yeah, and in salads, make sure to massage it with some olive oil or some vinegar. It's very good.
Yeah, that massage will help break a little bit of those cells down. So. All right, what's next?
Next we have some cherry tomatoes. I love cherry tomatoes. You can just eat them just like this, just like a fruit. Cut it up.
Really good.
Put it into salads, but it's really perfect just to eat like this.
And I think we mentioned a few weeks ago, these cherry tomatoes are great for making sauces. Just cut them in half and roast them with some garlic and onion, and they're just like little flavor bombs with a lot of juice. They make a great sauce. So
yeah,
those are awesome.
Good.
And then we have more tomatoes, just slicers. We have some heirlooms and some hybrids. And just in case you're wondering about the difference between an heirloom and a hybrid slicer, heirlooms tend to be a little bit more knobby. They have more ribbing on the inside and less pulp, so they're very meaty. And the hybrids tend to have a lot of pulp. Those are generally what you're going to find in the grocery store. But heirlooms are a great way to try a different variety, kind of a more traditional variety of tomato. And Americans just love tomatoes. They get more of their vitamins from tomatoes than any other vegetable. And part of that's due to canned tomatoes and pasta sauces.
Yeah.
And tomatoes are actually best stored at room temperature because that chilling will really break down those flavors. But they also don't last very long if you keep them at room temp. So it depends on what you're using them for. If you're going to eat them that day, just don't put them in the fridge. And enjoy your tomatoes.
Yes.
I know that we've been eating a lot of tomatoes.
Yes, lots of different ways you can cook them with other vegetables, again in sauces, just eat them fresh in a sandwich, anything.
Yeah.
So next we have an eggplant.
Oh, it's so cute.
It is very cute. It's so small and chubby. I don't know how you like to eat your eggplants, but I just like to simply saute them with some garlic, even with some tomatoes and basil. It's really good combination.
Yeah. Yeah, eggplant, it features really heavily in several different cuisines, from Italian to Turkish to Asian. So there's a lot of different flavor combos you can do. It doesn't have kind of a mild nutty flavor, so it goes well with a lot of other vegetables. And you can peel eggplant if you want. The skin can be kind of tough for some people, and it's a very porous, spongy vegetable if you're not familiar with cooking it. Before you do anything with it, saute or bake or stew, whatever you're going to do, you want to salt the eggplant because the pockets of air inside, while it's cooking, will absorb oil and it makes it really greasy. So if you salt the eggplant and let it sit for about 30 minutes in a colander, it'll draw that moisture out via osmosis, and those cells will collapse on its way, and there'll be less air pockets for the grease to get into, so it'll have a much nicer texture no matter how you're going to cook that. So cut it up, cube it, put like a teaspoon of salt on it, kind of massage that onto the eggplant and let it sit for 30 minutes, and then rinse it off and pat it dry, and it'll be good to go.
That sounds great. And you want to store this in the refrigerator.
Definitely. Although eggplant, it will last longer in the fridge, but technically it will have better flavor if you keep it at room temp, because chilling these can cause some chilling injury. But I've always kept mine in the fridge and I've never had a problem. So, but I guess that's up to you, personal preference.
Yeah.
Then we have some really fun herb packs. And this week on the newsletter we had a ratatouille recipe, which would be a great way to use some of your herbs. We have basil and rosemary and thyme, and have a great time with these as garnish, you're putting them into your dishes. Rosemary, you can definitely cook in a stew, and thyme as well. They're much heartier, and they do well with longer cooking times. Basil, you want to add it in right at the end. This is good fresh.
Basil is very good fresh. It's really good with tomatoes as well. So you can definitely create some sort of combination there.
Do you have a favorite herb?
I would have to say it's basil. Basil's so good. You can make it, put it into pesto. You can eat it fresh. The flavor is so good.
It's so versatile. We love our herbs here at Girl Hill Valley.
We do very much. Alright, so here we have a zucchini.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, this zucchini is very pretty. So, zucchinis, again, you can just simply saute these. I think that's the simplest way to eat them. And they have a very nice flavor, sort of a soft yet crunchy texture.
Yep, my number one favorite vegetable.
Yes, you can put it into breads.
Yeah, you can. I always forget the baked goods.
Yeah.
The zucchini.
Yeah, and it makes the breads very moist. So zucchini bread, zucchini muffins are all very good.
Yeah, I remember the first time I had zucchini bread, a neighbor brought it over, and I was like, what? What is this? So you're tricking me into eating vegetables? And it was so amazing.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then we have another kind of squash. These are patty pan squash, which I've never had before. Have you had these? Okay.
Never had these.
But I googled them right before this, and they, I guess, have really thin skin and small seeds, so you can just cut them up and cook them like you would another squash. You can saute, you can grill, you can bake, you can roast. Sounds like you can eat the skin, but I would fact check that.
Yeah.
Wish I could tell you how it tastes, but I mean, squashy, I would
Yes,
assume.
so like squash. They're very cute though. They look like little flowers.
They are so cute. These look like the ones that they make, like there's gourd arrangements with. Like, they are really, really cute.
Very cute.
So,
love it.
Little flying saucers.
See what we have next. We have a bunch of cucumbers.
Whoa.
Love my cucumbers. One of my favorite vegetables. So hydrating. The water content's very high in cucumbers, very crunchy, and they just have such a refreshing flavor. I just love to eat them raw, or you can pickle some cucumbers. You can simply chop them up. If you want, you can peel them and add in some vinegar, some salt, and create cucumber salad.
I love cucumber salad.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things. Cucumbers and tomatoes. Great
Very
combo.
good.
So yeah, those are from our high tunnels here at Girl Hill Valley. So they're just from up the hill from us. So
yeah, that's great.
That's awesome. Then we have Cabbage, and this is from Oak Hill Farms, which is in Pennsylvania, and they do a lot of hydroponics there and beef cattle. You should definitely check them out. We're really excited to have their produce for you. But I love cabbage just like sauteed. I think it's my favorite way. It's actually really good and really good for you, and it's really versatile. So definitely, I think there's a cabbage soup recipe in your bag this week. Maybe it's not soup weather yet, but
almost there.
Love cabbage.
Yes, it's very good. Let's see. We have a nice round onion.
That's really beautiful.
Yes, the peel is gorgeous, but onions are, just so great. They're a complement to many different things, whether it's sandwiches, meat dish, a vegetable dish. You can really do so much with onions, so I just love them. Love to put them in almost all of my dishes, actually.
Yeah, that's the base of a lot of dishes, right? Like sauteed onions, and then you add everything else. If you're starting a soup base, diced onions with some carrots and some celery or leek and some oil or butter, and saute that first, and it's a great soup base.
Yes, and onions also go really well with garlic. If you saute the onions and garlic together, creates a really great flavor combination.
Yeah, and speaking of which,
yes,
there's a huge head of garlic to go with your onion. Yeah, I love garlic, and if it's raw in a dish, it can really get spicy. If you really like big punches of flavor, then don't cook your garlic before putting it into your recipe. The more you cook it, the mellower it's going to get. So if you do like a roasted Garlic or a garlic confit, it's going to be like a very sweet, mild flavor, which is great. It's just so different from the raw garlic. And the finer that you cut your garlic, the stronger it's going to be. So from slicing to mincing to pressing, if you have a garlic press, that's really the finest kind of chop that you can get, and so you'll have a really strong garlic flavor.
Yeah, for sure. And when you're peeling it, if you're struggling to get the peel off the garlic cloves, you can simply just press the cloves down with your knives, and it'll make it a lot easier to peel.
Yeah, and it's really, what you'll notice when you're cutting into garlic, it's very sticky. There's like a sticky substance, and I guess that was at one point used as an adhesive sometime in history.
That's really cool. Fun fact right there.
I was reading on the internet, and as we know, everything is the internet is true. So we should definitely take that with a grain of salt.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we have one more thing.
Yes, we have some beautiful peppers. The red and green peppers. I like to eat my peppers raw, or simply saute them and add in a little bit of sauce, so whatever sauce you like. It could be soy sauce or simply just salt. You can also put them into meat dishes if you are a meat eater. A lot of times they're used for that as well.
Yeah, and fajitas. And check out, I think in your bag this week there's a pepperonata recipe, which is a really great sauteed bell pepper and onion recipe that goes well with like grilled meats and other vegetable dishes. So that'd be something fun to try. And on the newsletter this week, there's a ratatouille recipe, which uses a lot of these ingredients. So we hope that you have a great time cooking your produce this week, and we'll see you again next time.
Yes, enjoy. Thank you all. Bye.